Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 in this series. Infi's team, well, Infi actually playing human this time, so it is going to be human, night elf human against human orc. Yeah, so it is still human orc for the red team, for Kabaichi's team. Meanwhile, it is now changed to night elf human instead to try and change things up. Infi opening up with an altar of elders, may try to do Ancient of War creeping. Yes, that does seem to be the case, and that could be very, very dangerous for Infi. If Infi tries to Ancient of War creep a bit too aggressively, he could find himself, or he will find himself, on the receiving end of a very, very bad beatdown. The reason being is he's not going to have that many archers as long as that Ancient of War is trying to deal damage instead. Let's come back around here. Town Hall placed down. Barracks currently in place here and here as well. It looks like we are building a standard human arsenal here as the Archmage now being added. So Archmage, Night Elf, we are going into a Keeper of the Grove, a very interesting choice, since the Keeper of the Grove generally has much less damage, but at the same time, that Entangle Roots is very, very effective. It shuts down a grunt, essentially a very, very long stun that, yes, can be dispelled, but doesn't really work out that way. Keeper of the Grove versus a Orc player who doesn't know how to deal with it can end up taking a lot of damage. All right, where is that archer? Not exactly sure. Militia now being brought over. All right, so that Ancient of War didn't even bother training any units there. You can see now the militia are just coming over to take down the giant sea turtle. And is that Keeper of the Grove going to be coming out? Oh, who got the experience? It looks like the Archmage got the experience. And interesting tactic there for the human player to get that early experience. Is he going to actually get to level 2? That would be a really interesting call there. We can see that there is Gauntlets of Ogre Strength being left behind. Meanwhile, the Archmage does get to level 2 with a little bit of double green creep camp creeping. So the Archmage is already wandering out across the field. The Keeper of the Grove going to get a very easy kill on a peasant. But that is about it so far. 1/8 or 12.5% on his way to level 2. As the Keeper of the Grove now looks to rejoin the army. Archmage looking to run in here, perhaps drop a water elemental, and once that is down, drops the water elemental straight up against that arcane tower, and that arcane tower is going to take a lot of damage. That is going to be a very, very interesting play here. You can see militia now being called over, as so much repairing now going on just to try and keep up this arcane tower. That arcane tower will stay up with no problem whatsoever, as the Keeper of the Grove did not have time to get off an entangle. One entangle is pretty much all it would take for some of these footmen to actually start falling. Infi now in a very, very bad state of retreat, not exactly sure what he can do or where he can go, as we now see a little bit of the turnaround. Archmage could try and drop another water elemental once he gets enough mana. I believe the cooldown is long enough. There is one entangle. There it goes, and now we have archers finally joining in from the Night Elf side. Meanwhile, you can see that the Blade Master has already done a little bit of creeping, picked up a second Circlet of Nobility, and now there is a poor unsuspected footman who got entangled. All right, Keeper of the Grove now in a little bit of trouble, down to 32 hit points, which is now being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Is the Archmage going to be able to get away? It looks like the Archmage is going to be forced to deal with a Blade Master instead, and now the Archmage needs to run away. Infi is actually in serious trouble. Oh no, that's not Infi, that's Infi's partner, is actually in serious trouble here if he gets caught out of position. Alright, the Footman and the Water Elemental now looking to back off. Meanwhile, Archmage not doing any creeping. Blade Master going after the Ogre Warrior creep camp and should get to level 2 without a problem. There you have it, 204 experience, just currently sitting at level 2. Meanwhile, the Archmage and the Keeper of the Grove looking to see where they can creep out on the other side of the map, and has not done so yet. All right, Keeper of the Grove now running all the way back here. Is he going to be able to perhaps catch a water elemental or two? No, he is not. And this is just all a very strange unfolding as the Keeper of the Grove now going to perhaps come in from the north. Is he going to perhaps catch a unit? There is a Keeper of the Grove entangle onto that Footman. That Footman is going to easily get taken down. There it goes, and now that Keeper of the Grove could perhaps go after another Footman there. All right, is he going to go after another Footman? Yes, he is. And now Human going to end up losing another Footman. You can see how long that root lasts, and that root is essentially a stun that can be dispelled, and it does stun for quite a while. I believe it's like anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds as we see another peasant taken down. All right, Keeper of the Grove has enough for one more entangle. Is he going to go for it? Oh, the Grunts are now trying to get ahead as the Blade Master is still giving a little bit of chase. Grunt now wandering back around the Blade Master, still keeping track of this Keeper of the Grove, able to keep tabs on it, and the archers and the water elementals are now all in position to try and welcome and receive this Blade Master. Blade Master taking a little bit of damage there. There's a dust of appearance as the Blade Master now runs all the way back down to 500 some odd hit points and really cannot afford to stay close to the rest of the human army. However, that dust of appearance is going to start to fade here in just a second. There it goes as it is now backing off. Arcane Vault 31 over 36 compared to 31 over 50. Human, on the other hand, 27 over 36 and 34 over 40. That 27 had a lot to do with that early pressure coming in from Infi and his his human partner, excuse me. All right, Blade Master now looking to engage here. All right, it looks like the Ogre Warrior is going to get taken down. Archmage is in a little bit of trouble. What happened there? Paladin as the second hero. So the Paladin quickly heals up that Archmage. Archmage now kind of in trouble, but still with that Paladin is still staying alive here as the Archmage now surviving a bit of a bullet, and now there is another Holy Light there. Paladin pretty much out of mana if he is not careful. Has to be extremely cautious now as a water elemental does get taken down. All right, here you have it. That Paladin may try to heal more units. That Paladin realizing, hey, I need to back off. There's no one in the camp to try and heal me yet. No priestess at all. And there is another Holy Light onto the Keeper of the Grove, allowing the Death Knight to have more targets. Again, keeping that Keeper of the Grove alive and well. All right, let's continue to go after this. Archmage now starting to storm on in. Keeper of the Grove now making its way over. There is now an entangle onto the Grunt. The Grunt looks like it will get taken down. Meanwhile, the Paladin, very low on hit points, gets taken down by a Naga Sea Witch cold arrow, most likely. Archmage with the fireball, just fire and ice acting as a very nasty combination. I was still seeing a bit of chasing. All right, Priestess of the Moon chasing after all the heroes. Blade Master now getting in some very easy free shots there as another Keeper of the Grove gets taken down. Or another Keeper of the Grove takes down another unit with that entangle, not Thornzora, with that entangle. And really that has been the very prominent cause for the Night Elf's position. Night Elf with that Keeper of the Grove entangle able to pin off any easily retreating unit, as we are now looking at, I thought I saw Paladin. Where is it? No Paladin just quite yet. All right, Bloodlust now onto a Footman as we are attempting to take down this giant sea turtle. Keeper of the Grove is right there as well. Let's see, Paladin now moving along his merry way, and now this army of Spellbreakers and Footmen are going after this gargantuan sea turtle, which may get taken down extremely easily. It looks like the gargantuan sea turtle will fall here, giving even more experience to now the Priestess of the Moon. The Priestess of the Moon looking very strong now with True Shot Aura, most likely giving extra damage to not only the Dryads, but also the Archers and the Crypt Fiends. And the Water Elementals. All right, let's take a look back over here. Priestess of the Moon attempting to take down the Over Warlord. Searing Arrow has been teched as the Priestess of the Moon looking to get in just extra damage onto all of these units here. Are we going to perhaps see... Are we going to perhaps see a little bit of a counterattack coming from the red team here? Red really needs to start macroing and getting things together, but it really feels like purple is just really pushing in. I don't know if he's overextending. I wouldn't say so right now. I don't think he's overextending, but he isn't attacking from a position where the human player can easily send reinforcements. Anytime you have a full cross cross-map spawn. That is always accounted into how fast your reinforcements come. Those first couple of reinforcements make a very, very, very big difference. All right, Dryad still getting taken down. Peasants now moving forward. I don't even see Spirit Link yet, but the peasants are just doing a great job getting in the way of Infi's retreat. Infi now looking to finish off all of these units there. Peasants are now starting to fall. Paladin now sitting at level 2. Also has a Divine Shield. So how is this all going to look? That is still such a lot of slow. And with so much slow, the peasants really should not be walking this far forward. All right, there's an Entangle. There's a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Always a way to ensure that your hero will survive at least another 7 to 10 seconds is that Potion of Invulnerability. As we are looking at Infi's Ancient of War taking a lot of damage here. Riflemen continuing to engage. Riflemen continuing to engage here while we can see more reinforcements coming as well. All right, Gargantuan Sea Turtle now coming in as well. Are we going to see enough units? What are these creeps going to be attacking? And it looks like they're attacking Infi's team. And what a lucky break for Red right now, as Red does not have to really deal with high-end creeps. All right, the creeps looks like they're finally coming around. There's some holy lights. There goes another sea turtle there. There goes another as well. The Blood Mage or the Paladin, not quite sure what he picked up. And yeah, not quite sure what he picked up, as we still see a speed scroll being used by both sides. All right, Sorcerer is still continuing to fight back over here. Let's take a look at the Spellbreakers are off over here as well. Let's Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 3, so we could have some Trents, some Force of Natures join us here in just a moment. As the Riflemen still doing this very, very crazy strong push. All right, Naga Sea Witch Archmage still continuing this push right here. Meanwhile, Archmage Paladin against Priestess of the Moon. That Priestess of the Moon going to be very effective. The Keeper of the Grove needs to get off a couple of entangles. And now we also have bears out onto the field. Those bears are rather slow. Grunts now dropping out of the Zeppelin. Perfectly fine. Going to try and finish off the Night Elf. The Night Elf the Night Elf base here on Turtle Rock. All right, the base has taken a lot of damage. The mortar teams are really, really finishing up much of the damage as well. And this time around, it looks like Red Team is in the dominant position. All right, if we can perhaps see some perfect play by Infi, Infi should be able to come back ahead here. But no, so far all these buildings are just getting destroyed. And I believe at this point, if Infi loses this fight, he's pretty much going to be giving the GG here anyways. All right, Shadow Hunter has fallen at level 3. Blade Master now attempting to engage. There goes another poor caster there. So far, the human player, 525 hit points, 20 to 32 damage, dealing a lot of damage there, and still starting to add up over time. All right, continuing to heal. We can see that the Blade Master now makes its way and sliding back off to the north here. Dryads are actually caught in a weird position, able to reinforce but cannot get too close. Otherwise, they're just going to get hunted down extremely easily. All right, to try and even things up. All right, Naga Sea Witch now looking to back off. Oh, there's a poor Dryad. Are we going to perhaps see a Blade Master get taken down? Yes, we are. And the Blade Master gets taken down at level 4. So all of that work that the red human player did in order to even up the game and then get ahead is now all for naught, as the Blade Master has been taken out and now needs to be resurrected. Resurrecting a hero, I think around 600 to 800 gold, depending on the level of the hero. Always just a significant increase. Anyways, let's go ahead and come back around here. Peons now going to get taken down. Spellbreakers and Priests attempting to take down this peon over here. We are still creeping out very, very high level creep camps. There's a Wisp, and it looks like the Wisp of Infi is actually going to catch this expansion as it's trying to be placed down. And now is Infi going to perhaps try to come in from the shadows to do a bit of damage himself? Dark Rangers are ready to go here. Seeing at 1-0 upgrade Scroll of Town Portal. Not exactly sure why. Really not exactly sure why, as I don't even see where the army is. All right, let's take a look down over here. Bears, Spellbreakers now looking to finish off this expansion creep camp. It looks like the Keeper of the Grove now seen at level 4, level 2 Thorns Aura. Yes, level 2 or True Shot Aura, and level 2 Thorns Aura, I believe. I'll have to read up on it. Oh. Yeah, wow. For some reason, the mouse wasn't registering for a second. All right, let's come back around. Spellbreakers now moving off. There is an Owl Scout keeping track of that bear. We are now going to be pushing in with a majority of units here. And, oh, that Rifleman perhaps didn't get the memo. He should not be out to play. Could easily get taken down. There it goes. And now going after some of the keyer tech. The workshop, the barracks, the Arcane Vault. Arcane Vault, very critical as well. As we are now looking at the Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers just sitting in that front line, able to take that arcane feedback damage, but it doesn't affect them since they are magic immune. Alright, Turtle Rock, they're now coming in from the north. It looks as though the Blade Master seen at level 4, not yet quite at level 5. As the Bears are still charging on in here, are they going to be able to catch their opponent as they try and leave? That is going to be a huge play here if they can do exactly that. As the Keeper of the Grove doing a little bit of a dance on the far side, not quite sure what exactly to do. All right. Keep taking a bit of damage. All right, perhaps we should have been going after these arcane towers, remove the damage, and then remove the ability to heal, as we are now seeing more and more units come in from the Infy's side of the army. Infy's side of the army. Infy's partner is actually playing this fairly well right now. Not in too big of a hurry. That Spellbreaker just wandering around in circles. Looks like it will be able to get off a couple of health orbs. Meanwhile, Kodos currently eating and snacking on a Dryad. As the Spellbreakers are now charging up the ramp here. Oh, that Spellbreaker is pretty much going to get taken down here in just a moment. There it goes. Holy light. There is Infy's poor Dryad. But the Dryad should be able to stop any sort of hero play. And, well, yeah, any sort of hero play or any sort of abomination play. The only problem is going to be those magic immune guys and cold immune guys, which I have seen a few times, as we're now looking at a very, very big engagement here. All right, casters versus caster. You can see you can see the Keeper of the Grove just trying to focus down off of that Naga Sea Witch. The Naga Sea Witch, if it does get to level, if the Keeper of the Grove gets to level 5, that is going to be a very big play here. Keeper of the Grove now seeing that level 5 pretty much can entangle any unit and say that that unit is going to get taken down. And yes, entangles the Blade Master, and the Blade Master owner says GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 2. Please stay tuned for game number 3.